What I think is so exciting about fashion merchandising is the fact that students have the opportunity to learn about people. Fashion merchandising is not about their own dress habits, but what other people want to wear.
Our students learn by doing. This entire program is based on experiential learning. There are some specific activities that students complete in the spring or the fall semester. The first is that they're able to compare the US fashion industry to the Canadian industry by doing observation research in Quebec City and here in Manchester.
We look at the business side of fashion. That's mostly the retail side. Students study things like merchandise planning, merchandise management. They learn about textiles. They learn some about the history of fashion. They also get a solid foundation in business programs, things like accounting, finance, general marketing, retail sales.
The majority of our students want to be buyers when they graduate. So we expose them to the skill set of a buyer. Some of them also want to be stylists. So there are learning outcomes regarding stylists that are embedded in our courses as well.
The idea of fashion is change, and it changes constantly, and it's very exciting because of that. But the most exciting part is that students who are working in fashion will always have jobs.
The dynamic nature of the industry pushes designers to create constantly and come up with new merchandise and new products. These in turn leads to opportunities, new opportunities in terms of jobs for our students. As a matter of fact, Kohl's, Nordstrom have manager in training program called MIT, and some of our students got hired by these two organizations to work as store managers after their graduation.
We have many students who go to Florence, and we have a new program with the University in England. In Florence, they work with Florence University for the Arts, which has a strong fashion merchandising program. Some of our students have had the opportunity to go to Milan Fashion Show, which is one of the biggest in the world, through their efforts at Florence University for the Arts. We also take them for, if they choose to, a one-week course over spring break, which we've just returned from. They're excited. They get 10 days to see the city. They get 10 days to experience the school and a little bit of life overseas on their own. People get up every single morning and they have to put clothing on. And the clothing that they choose has a lot to do with their personalities, the times, the place where they live, their incomes. It has a lot to do with how people feel about themselves. Fashion is exciting for that reason. You get to identify yourself through the clothing that you wear. There will always be people wearing clothes, so there'll always be fashion.